Welcome in, everyone. I'm Renee, the visionary here at the Phoenix Uprising. Throughout this video, you will see intuitively selected images that I've chosen meant to reflect the current energy and help you tap into your own intuition. This is a general collective reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest for others. Please note that I am not a medical professional, and these readings are meant solely for your enjoyment. I'm going to start the reading by clearing the space of any residual energy. You will hear a series of 3 chimes starting now. If you have any specific questions for Source, I encourage you to ask those questions now. Let's begin. We have the Wheel of Fortune, the Hierophant, the Ace of Swords, and the 9 of Pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune talks about the cyclical nature of life, the approach of a turning point, new opportunities and changes in circumstances. The Hierophant is about rules and conformity, commitment, challenging someone's authority, seeking guidance. The Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords could be a moment of clarity, decisive action, taking the initiative, and the power of intellect. 9 of Pentacles talks about financial independence, self-reliance, and enjoying the fruits of your labor, luxury. I see that you're washing your hands of a situation or a person, and there's a death of a toxic situation. I'm hearing finger pointing and accusations. The Jaguar and the Loon. Jaguars, what do we know about jaguars? Well, they don't chase down their prey. They stalk and strike at the most optimal moment. They're solitary creatures. They have an incredibly strong bite. They can bite through turtle shells and also crocodile skulls. They're excellent swimmers. They're symbols of power in Mesoamerican cultures. The loon has a call that sort of reminds me of an owl. If you've ever heard the call, you don't necessarily think about something that lives in the water like a duck, right? Chances are if you've been anywhere outdoors, you've probably heard the loon call before, whether you realize that's what it was or not. They have absolutely beautiful black and white patterns on their feathers. They can dive up to 200 feet, but they're actually clumsy on land. They have really striking red eyes. The black and white, spiritually, that could mean a rigid way of seeing the world, mirroring the Hierophant. The Hierophant is about rules and conformity. Someone could be embodying that very black and white way of seeing the world, the rigid way of seeing the world. Someone in your energy is either throwing accusations at you or you are the one accusing someone else. I'm hearing home, safe home, change, a good opportunity, and support. You have had enough of these accusations. I feel like whatever you've been accused of, you have not done this, whatever it may be for you, whether it's you're being accused of cheating or mismanaging money, or maybe you're just living in a situation where it's always an argument over something, right? And typically speaking, unless someone has good evidence on you about something that they're accusing you of doing, they're probably accusing you because it's something that they're doing. A lot of times in their own mind, they start accusing and wondering if the other person in their life is doing the same thing. So it causes them to be accusatory. But I feel like you've had enough of this. You are literally throwing in the towel and washing your hands of this situation or person. Now, that said, there's certainly a great amount of peace that comes with leaving a toxic person or a toxic situation. But what you don't always bank on is the period of mourning that you go through. Anytime there is an ending, don't beat yourself up if you find yourself missing this person, because chances are, most of the time, people are not all bad, right? I mean, if that was the case, we would cut the relationship a lot sooner than we do, right? So allow yourself some grace to go through that mourning period. And also, I'm hearing, don't get caught up in that feeling of what if. And chances are, if you are in a position where you're getting ready to throw your hands up and say, I've had enough of this, there was more bad than good, right? You go back and forth between times that are good and times that are bad. That's what truly makes it toxic, because you stay for the good parts in hopes that it will return to a point like it was in the beginning, or you see potential, right? You're staying in hopes of the person that you hope they will be, or the person that you are and you hope that they will emulate. This person is not going to do that, ever. This person is toxic, and they will remain toxic to you for as long as you allow it. These accusations are never going to stop. Whatever it is that they're accusing you of, there's a high probability that they're doing the exact same thing. And I feel like you know this. You've found this out, or you will soon. There's a need to take money with you. Maybe they're being accusatory because they're angry that you make more money than they do. Or you have put money aside for yourself and they feel some type of way about that. They want access to that, but you won't allow access to that because, frankly, it's your money. You've worked for it. You've made that money. You've put it aside for yourself just for situations like this. Thank God you have some forethought, right? If this is you. And of course, this person will accuse you of being selfish or stingy, or they may accuse you of being manipulative in trying to put back some money that they have no access to. Maybe they have bad habits, gambling or overspending habits that you're desperately trying to protect yourself from. And they're angry because they can't have access to this. So they get accusatory, right? You're not a good partner because you won't let them have access to this fund. With the Hierophant, I feel like this person could be possibly misogynistic. They feel like you have a certain role that you're supposed to play, a traditional role in this situation or this relationship. They're using this traditional role to try to manipulate you into gaining access to what you have put back for yourself. This money or these funds or these investments, perhaps even, you had before you ever met this person. You're coming upon a good opportunity that will increase your funds. If you haven't had the opportunity to save money for yourself or invest in your own future, I feel like this opportunity is swiftly coming in for you. And if you try to step into this good opportunity while you're still in this toxic environment, that's when the accusations will start coming. Oh, you're trying to better yourself to get away from me, right? It's that kind of scenario. They don't want you to do anything that will move your life forward. With the Jaguar energy, they don't chase down prey, right? They stalk it and strike at the most optimal moment. I feel like this person could possibly be embodying the Jaguar. Maybe they sought you out. Maybe they knew a lot more about you than you realized. Maybe they did some research on you. Maybe you do come from wealth, and maybe they knew this going in, right? It may not be a coincidence that this person ran into you or just so happened to meet you. For some of you, this person literally stalked you. They did research on you. They knew that you were in a good financial spot before they ever talked to you. That's for some of you. That's very predatory behavior. I mean, I think that we should all do research on who it is we're speaking to. But if you're doing that in order to be able to prey on someone or their resources or their finances, it is what it is. That's predatory, right? Home safe home. You want peace. You want to feel safe in your own home. You want to feel safe in your own space. You want a supporting partner. I don't feel like you're going to get that from this person, ever. Some of you are holding out hope that this person will either return back to how they presented themselves in the beginning as a supportive, good person, but I don't think that's going to happen because the fact is that's not who they were to begin with. Right. That's not who they were to begin with. That was a facade. That was an act. The person that you see now is the person. That's who they are. For some of you, I feel like you're trying to start a small business, and that could be candle making, soap making. For some of you, I feel like you're buying one of those little travel trailers or like a horse trailer, and you're going to convert that into maybe like a little mobile coffee shop or something like that where you can set it up at small events to make money. And let me tell you something right now, friend. If that's you, you're going to make a killing at that. A killing. You're supported by the universe in that. That is a great opportunity, not just a good one. If that's you, that's something that you've been pondering, something that you've really been interested in doing, but you know the backlash that's going to come with that if you do while you're still in this toxic situation. The accusations that will come with that. Things that don't even make sense, right? Like you're at one of these events and you're working hard and someone just comes out of left field like, oh, you're out with someone else or you're meeting up with someone else or you know what I mean? Just off the wall. This is the kind of stuff that you're dealing with on a daily basis, I feel like. No matter what you do, you cannot please this person. You can't. You won't be able to do that. And I feel like you've had enough. You've had enough of this. If you haven't, it'll be real soon. There will be a turning point with this Wheel of Fortune where it will be like an epiphany moment, truly. The light will come on and you will realize, my God, this is never going to change. This is who they are. And I'm not willing to move forward with this. I don't want to waste years and years trying to get someone to love me properly. This is the moment of clarity with the Ace of Swords. You're going to have a turning point moment, a moment of clarity where you realize truly that it's just not going to work. The Nine of Pentacles, financial independence, friend. If you have an idea, this moment of clarity and decisive action can also be this idea that you have, like I said, with a mobile coffee bar or, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be different for everyone, but it's going to be a simple idea that will absolutely bring in financial independence for you. Change, good opportunity, Ace of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. My goodness. Take money with you. When can we expect this? Well, I feel like the next major holiday. Of course, that will depend on when you're watching, but by this next major holiday, you are going to be moving out of this toxic situation, washing your hands of this person, getting out of this accusatory situation. You're going to be in your own home safe home space with the support of the universe. This accusatory person, they're not going to provide any support whatsoever, obviously. But you do have someone who will support you through this. The universe is either going to provide support through someone that you already know, or they're going to send someone into your life that will absolutely support you through this phase. Things are going to just start working out, right? In succession. You're going to have this bright idea, let's say the coffee bar, for instance. Then you're going to be on possibly Facebook Marketplace or somewhere like that, Craigslist, whatever. And you're going to see like a little horse trailer for sale or something like that you know that you could convert into what you need. And it's going to be for, a price that you can afford, or you're going to talk to this person and they're going to give it to you for less than they were asking. You're going to carry some favor with the universe. You're going to be supported by the universe in a multitude of ways once you step away from this accusatory person. Once you step away and you make a true final decision to get out of this toxicity. The change that's coming in is going to be swift, guys. The next major holiday, I'm seeing peppermint and lemon balm. Well, peppermint aids in digestion and eases nausea and headaches. It aids with sleep and reduces menstrual cramps. Lemon balm reduces anxiety and stress. It improves sleep quality and also supports digestion. The Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor. The faster that you release this toxicity, the faster the wheel will turn and move you forward, right? You're going to have one new opportunity after the other. You're going to have beautiful changes in your circumstances with this Wheel of Fortune. The Ace of Swords is calling you to a decisive action. It is your choice whether or not you entertain this accusatory person and how long you do that for. Are you going to do this for years, decades, or are you going to choose yourself and move forward? With the Jaguar energy, Jaguars are excellent swimmers and loons are excellent divers. Both of those things have water energy around them, right? Which is emotions. You're being asked to take a deep dive in your emotions. What do you really want? What do you think that you deserve? Because that's the life that we live. Our relationships are often a direct reflection of what we think we deserve. If you know that you deserve better, then there's a call to action with this Ace of Swords. You have the power to change your situation. You will be supported to make this change. With this loon, like I said in the beginning, when you hear their call, you don't necessarily think a waterfowl. You think of most likely something like an owl. The loon is mirroring this person with the accusations. This person may have sounded supportive, loving, caring in the beginning, but that's not who they were. They have a very strict and rigid way of seeing the world. The loon does not have gray on it, right? It's black and white. That's it. Very Hierophant energy. And maybe this person did not present themselves as having those rigid ideals when you first met them. I feel like with the Hierophant, you are challenging someone's authority over you, and they don't like that. But you can embody the Jaguar energy in that you can thrive in a solitary environment. Embody the solitude energy of the Jaguar in order to get your life back on track. By the next major holiday, your life could be entirely different. You can be in a very safe home environment. You can enjoy the fruits of your labor, be in a place of luxury with the Nine of Pentacles. It's okay to mourn things that come to an end. That's how we move forward. You can mourn the ending and know that it's for your highest good that it came to an end. New opportunities cannot come in until you release the past. You release the things that are not good for you. It will absolutely floor you how fast your situation is going to change for the better when you let this person go. And perhaps it is not a lover. Perhaps it is a family member, a coworker, a friend. It's very stifling energy. When you release that energy, by the next major holiday, your life is going to be amazing, friend. Beautiful. As always, I pray for your abundance in all good things and encourage you to take the next step of your journey with confidence and a renewed sense of hope. I like to leave you with the food for thought quote of the day. And today's quote is, "Sometimes you just have to wash your hands of people, places, things, and ideas that you knew you once loved. It is simply called growth, maturity, and spring cleaning." Roni Smith. Only up from here, and together we rise.